Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So, I am back with another video and review, and today I'm reviewing Antman the Wasp Quantumania, starring Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Bill Murray, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Michael Douglas. Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne, along with Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne, explore the quantum realm where they interact with strange creatures and break on an adventure that goes beyond the limits of what they thought was possible. Now, I actually really like this movie. And I don't know why the bloody hate exists for the MCU now. I'm probably going to do this as another video, but you can get like kind of a snippet of what that video is going to be now since I'm kind of mentioning it. But the MCU fans, to me, hate the movies and shows just to hate them now. Because the whole MCU community now have turned into the Star Wars community when episode 8 and 9 were coming out, where they were like, where the Star Wars fans would be like, oh, we were so good with the original trilogy, why did we need this other stuff? Which now it's like, oh, the MCU was so good at Endgame, we're never gonna have that magic again with Endgame. It's like, yeah, we are. Just sit the fuck down and just watch the movie. But Ant-Man 3 is setting up what's to come. And this movie even talks more about the multiverse. So, which ties back into Doctor Strange and No Way Home and Loki. So, you think that there wasn't a through line between Loki, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Thor, Love and Thunder, Wakanda Forever? Well, now we're starting to see that first, actual in-place building block of what they want to do to expand out the MCU. And I really like how now they're basically like, shut up, idiots that don't like the MCU now because it's not what they want after Infinity War and Endgame. Sit down, watch the movie, and you'll see the start of the building blocks that we're going to eventually get to in Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. So, speaking of Kang Dynasty, especially, one of the things that I loved about this movie was Jonathan Majors' portrayal of Kang. Like, Kang in this movie, I kid you not, he was threatening, he was scary, he was intimidating, which is something that you want in a villain. And I love how Jonathan Majors portrayed Kang in this movie. I thought that was so good, and I thought that, I don't know when he's going to pop up again, and I don't know if he's popping up until Kang Dynasty, or he's going to pop up again in one of these other movies, whether if it's something to do with the Marvels, or I don't know how Guardians 3 is going to play in all this, because we know that, well, the Marvels got pushed to around November-ish, so, which is okay, I guess, but Guardians 3, I don't know how it's going to play into this stuff, because Quantumania and Multiverse of Madness and No Way Home obviously play into the multiverse. I don't know where Guardians is going to fit into that. It made sense with the first two because they were part of the Infinity Saga and the first two dealt with space. But that's something that I'll talk about when I eventually see Guardians 3. Now, since I'm talking about the characters, one of the characters I need to talk about is Wasp, like the Evangeline Lilly Wasp. Because people say that she isn't in the movie very much and doesn't have much to do, which I find is completely stupid. Because any time that Scott Lang and Cassie Lang aren't on screen, it's the Pym/Van Dyne family. It is Janet, it's Hank, it's Hope. She is involved pretty well in the action moments, especially this one towards the end. I will do a spoiler review at some point. I don't know if I'll do a live stream or just a normal spoiler review, but that moment at the end was pretty cool, and I thought that there was some really cool stuff that happened with her character. I thought that, okay, before I get to this other thing that I really liked about the movie, I actually haven't written it down, but seeing MODOK on screen, guys, I played the Avengers game, I played Disney Infinity 2.0, the Avengers level, and I watched Superhero Squad show, that's what it is, the Superhero Squad show, and my god, seeing MODOK on screen in live action was crazy. I was like, how are they pulling this off? This shouldn't be something that they're pulling off, and I'm loving this. And the fact that they tied into something that happened in Ant-Man 1 is pretty cool. And like, both of the villains in this movie is great, and there's stuff that happens with him, and I think that it's really good. And I will say this, before I get to this other character thing, there were jokes that landed. There was some that didn't for the most part. But for the most part, they pretty much all landed for me in some way. Which I like when an MCU movie does that. Another thing that I really liked about about this movie was the relationship between Scott and Cassie Lang. Their relationship is fantastic in this movie, and I really love that about this movie, because this is like a family movie where it's like, this is what we're going to explore, is how Scott is dealing with the relationship that he has with Cassie after Endgame, which I thought that was really cool. So I am going to give Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania a 4 out of 5 stars. Even though that it's 4 out of 5 stars for me, it's not one of my favorite MCU films, but it's my second favorite Ant-Man film. So I promise I will do a MCU review series, and I will do a review of the other 2 Ant-Man movies, and then I'll eventually rank them all, and go like, this is my ranking of all the MCU movies. I probably will do a ranking of each phase first, and then I'll do the big merge one of from phase 1 to 5, depending on how many projects were into phase 5 at that time. So guys, please hit the like button down below if you haven't already. Subscribe, also hit the little bell icon to notify future videos I make. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.